Hello, my friends. Caitlin here, and what's a fashion trend that you've always wanted to try? Goth, emo, preppy, crop tops, bodysuits, bleach blonde hair? What's up, guys? This video comes from Eliana, who wrote in a really good subscriber question. You mentioned before that you're a Jenna Marbles fan, so have you watched and what do you think of her Claire's makeover? On a more serious note though, what fashions have you passed on as you grew up but really wanted to try? Would you ever try them now as an adult? I definitely watched her Claire's makeover video, and my first thought was like, can I go buy all the things I wanted as a kid at Claire's and make a video about it too? Well, technically yes, because I'm an adult with my own money. But is it the best use of my money? I don't know, you guys. Tell me in the comments if you think I should do a 90s Claire's makeover. Oh, or what about a Hot Topic one? But to get to the meat of the question, were there fashions or trends or styles that I wanted to try but didn't? And would I try them as an adult? This is definitely a double-edged sword of a question because as a tween and teen, I definitely felt like I didn't try most fashions because my parents were relatively conservative, and so I wasn't really allowed to wear like the crop tops and low-rise jeans of the 90s and early 2000s. And I was a good girl. I didn't secretly change my clothes at school so I could wear something more edgy. I just didn't really know how to rebel at all. As a teen, the kind of stuff that I wanted to wear but didn't were really things that I would have considered sexy. So anything that had the vaguest amount of cleavage or was like body or hip hugging. To get to the latter part of that question though, what I think is funny about getting older is that we tend to take the fashion that we found acceptable or cool or felt most comfortable in as a teen into adulthood. Like, it takes a lot of work to stay up to date on fashion trends, and it takes a lot of money to keep them in your wardrobe. It's why millennials tend to have grandmas that look like this and dads that tend to dress like this, and why it's confusing when your mom dresses like this. For me, I've always been a bit unique in the way I dress. I like interesting color combinations. I like quirky prints and styles. My favorite outfit as a teen was this flippy jean skirt with a white polo shirt and knee-high teal and pink argyle socks and pink Converses. Or sometimes I paired it with these tie-up moccasins and a beret, and then I thought I was really styling. Also, a lot of my fashion inspiration came from Bratz dolls. So big hair, big shoes, sparkles, giant flare jeans. The early 2000s were a time, y'all. I definitely thought when I got older and I could wear less conservative things because I didn't live under my parents' rule anymore that I would. And I did in some ways. Like, I had a couple of body hugging and cleavage showing dresses that I wore to some year-end dances in college. But you have to understand that collectively, I wore those dresses less than 10 times in my 4 years of college. Overall, I still pretty much stuck to my quirky style. As an adult, I will sometimes buy something that's a bit more revealing that I like with the intention of wearing it on a date with my boyfriend, but then be too self-conscious to actually wear it out in public. That's how the fashion industry gets ya. I would say now, the kind of styles that I like but I'm too afraid to try are more dark and tattooed and edgy, like really anything from Sammy on Instagram. And I love all the bright colors people are dyeing their hair these days. I would love to do some kind of like pink or red melt on my hair, but I'm just too darn scared. Basically, the kinds of things I like these days are things that look very different from what I've been doing for the last 29 years. Some of them are permanent like tattoos, others are semi-permanent like hair dye, and still others are not really permanent in any way, but they're very loud and kind of the opposite of who I've portrayed this person known as Caitlin to be. So I guess to answer your question, would I try a 90s crop top or baby tee? Yeah, probably. And if I could go back and change things, I'd say wear the crop top when you're younger and feel self-conscious, because I can guarantee you that you're probably not gonna feel less self-conscious when you're older. So you just gotta do it. See if you like it, move on. But will I get a tattoo or dye my hair bright pink and cut it all off? Tattoos are probably a bit too permanent for me at the moment. I'm still too much of a style chameleon, and I don't think I could really ever decide on one thing to permanently put on my body. Maybe something subtle with my hair, but I also really like my kind of weird brown color hair that no one can ever decide what color highlights it has. But Aren't these pretty? Like, wouldn't it be so cool to have your hair this color? Thanks for the subscriber question, Eliana. It got a bit more of an existential answer than I intended when I first decided to answer it, but you know, that's like par for the course with this channel. Remember, you can submit your own question or topic to be featured in a video by filling out this super easy form over on my website. Plus, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know the moment there's a new video. And as always, you can check me out on all these other social media sites. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Bye!